Hi, it's Darlene.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
Darlene from Darlene Dion Designs.
And I'm Sarah from the Rocking Chair Stitcher.
And this is about take 4.
Yes.
Oh dear. Okay, so if you're new here, we are on Canada's East Coast in Nova Scotia. We are neighbors. We live about 2 minutes apart, and we both love to cross stitch. And Sarah's moving. So we had been talking about trying to get together to do a Flosstube together, and we knew if we were going to, it had to be now. So come closer, girl. Come closer. Okay. Woo! Sorry.
We're going to shake the whole world.
Okay, so this is new for us. We neither one have done a Flosstube with anyone before, so we're just gonna wing it and see
Lots
how.
of giggles.
Yeah, there's been a lot of giggles already. So nothing has fallen over yet. So that's a plus. Anyway, I'm going to start with my book of days. Actually, we've just been having some discussions about things that we should have had the video playing for. We were talking about irons and the book of days and
my great progress in my book of days.
Mine's a little better.
Here, I'll go back a month. There we go. Now I have some progress.
Anyway. So, yeah, I've stitched every day in July. Have you?
No. Probably, what day are we in July?
We are the 16th.
Oh, gosh. All right.
Yeah, we're the 16th.
I'd say maybe a little more than half.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
most of it's packing right now.
Yeah, right. There's boxes everywhere in Sarah's
Everywhere.
house.
Absolutely
You want
everywhere.
to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah, we're moving to Ontario. We're going to live in a camper. We're going to stay with family for a month or two while we house hunt. My husband has found a job, which is really great news. And so right now it's just a lot of packing. We're going to store stuff near family there for a little bit. And while I pack, Justin, our son, unpacks. I have, if you haven't ever seen my channel, I have a 3.5-year-old son, and he is just learned to walk this spring, so he's into absolutely everything. He's pushing a laundry basket around everywhere.
Nice.
And he picks up anything he finds and puts it in the laundry basket. Took his pants off the other day, put them in there, and I'm looking around for his pants a few minutes later, and they're in his basket,
Cute.
like everything in there. So
He's so cute.
yeah, he's
great.
He's hilarious.
Yeah. That's so good.
So that's life right now.
Yeah, that's where Sarah is. So I'm going to miss her terribly. And
Same.
we're going to miss her here in our church family. And yeah, but I'm glad we have the access to the internet so that we can keep in touch that way.
Yeah.
She's going to be at Stitch North.
I was going to say, I'm still trying to convince Darlene to come to Ontario to join me at Stitch North this year or in future years. So
Definitely, I'm hoping to come some year. I actually had my spot reserved. Must have been last spring, not this.
For Stitch North?
Yeah, not this previous spring, but like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And I had to cancel it. I think it was mostly over because of my mom. Anyway, so there could come a time. Spring, I don't think that year that they had a fall one. Or maybe that was the first year they did a fall one. But I would think fall would be better for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like spring would just be too busy.
Well, and you never know what the weather's going to be like the end of April here.
Yeah. Versus October or September, you're still safe.
So, right.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're doing 2 in the fall this year.
Yeah,
so I don't know if that'll be normal.
Yeah, so
forward
I'm
or
hoping
not.
someday to be able to meet you there.
I'll twist her rubber arm.
Okay, so we wondered if we really had enough to show because I just did a Flosstube like a week and a half ago. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is it that?
Like less than a week and a half ago because I watched it and I was like, oh dang it, she did one.
I think it's less than a week ago. Anyway, but I've been stitching a lot and Sarah's got stuff to show even though she's packing. But I had an FFO. So this is one of the Pinker and Pumpkin houses. This is Edna Viola's salt box. And I stitched this one in March, I think.
I love the scissors.
Yeah, so cute, all the sewing gear. And I changed the colors a little bit. I can't remember. I changed the teals, I think. Anyway, and I put some teal with red flowers on the back.
That goes so well with
it
the
does,
front.
doesn't it? Yeah, I really like how well it matched. This was just a piece of fabric I had in my stash.
Like
so.
It looks like it came in a kit together or something. Like.
Yeah. And this is a piece of Lady Dot Creates trim that I got from my friend that I inherited stuff from. What's it called? Passion, I think it was called.
How do you attach that?
I glued it.
Glue it?
Yeah,
Like,
I use Aleene's glue. And I have sewn it. I've done it both ways, but this time I just glued it.
I prefer glue if possible, so that's a nice option.
Anyway, I'm really happy with it. It is 2/2 on Lagana. I think it's 32 count Lagana, but I can't remember the color. It might be mushroom, actually. Yes, it is. I remember when I cut it off, seeing that it was mushroom Lagana. Yeah.
I'm impressed. I can never remember.
Yeah, sometimes I can, and sometimes I just don't have a clue anymore.
My brain, I'm like gonna have little cards that have what the fabric is.
Well,
like,
when I buy it, it's that way, and I try to leave it on there and cut off a piece that doesn't interfere with the tag. But
yeah, I think I've designed these little ones, but I haven't printed any yet. But I've designed these little cards that have like the name of the fabric, the names of what DMC are on the pattern and all that, and the name of the pattern, and like the day I start. And my plan is to like print some off and put them in each project bag. Great ambitions, but it's not.
Yeah, I have Creative Lee has a really nice system for her project bags to keep track of her stuff, and they're just on a recipe card, like an index card, you know, and they're all just handwritten, but she's faithful with it. Every time I see her hold one up, I think, oh, I really should do that.
I like the idea of when I started it and then the end date being there, being able to look at that and be like, wow.
Yeah, and she uses different colored markers so that different things jump out at you.
It's like coded in the color.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of what Book of Days is.
Like, but there's not room in each little square for that. If you want to make notes about your fabric and your if you've changed threads and stuff like that.
Yeah, none of that. Like I haven't, I guess you could do it in the back technically. Yeah, there's not much room for that. Yeah. I do like on the side, I list my new starts and like my FOs, FFOs, that kind of thing. But
there's a book, and if you watch Flossie Sews and Grows. She did a whip parade just this past week of the progress on her 50 starts for her and Somi Sarah's 50 starts for their 50th birthday. And she has a little It's So Emma journal. Okay. And it's a cross-stitch journal. Oh. It has 50 pages, so it's perfect for what
this year, doing.
So each page is for each project. And she shows it there in her video.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
That's good. And you can totally just do that with a notebook too.
Like right. Yeah, you could definitely. Yeah. So they're doing 50 starts and I'm doing 60 starts because I turned 60 in March and I'm going to steal Sally's. Did I say Sarah or Sally? Her name is Sally. Anyway, I'm going to steal her idea and do a whip parade, I think, for my progress on my 60 starts.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe do that next
How
week.
many are you into?
I'm at 30, I think, so I'm halfway.
Oh, wow, just halfway. Yeah, that's really good.
I'm hoping, like last year, I did 9 starts on Christmas Eve. On New Year's Eve.
Oh, for the
NYE 12x12.
Yep.
So, not that it won't matter if I go over 60 starts, but if I'm not, at 60 by...
You could finish them
the week after Christmas, then I will...
So did you start in January, or did you start your birthday?
I started in January.
Started in January. Oh, yeah. You still got half a year. So, halfway point is really
I'm halfway.
good.
Yeah. So, and Sally is, I think she's at 32 for her 50.
I think Sarah just said something about being at 31 or something.
I haven't watched Sarah's new episode yet.
Yeah, she's close. Anyway.
Okay, you have any FFOs?
Yes. So I have a couple of new cross-stitch. Of course, cross-stitch.
Well, they're not off.
That's true. I have a couple of new Christmas ornament patterns that I made and I got stitched up. I haven't been able to design anything in weeks, and I think it's just the busyness of the move and all the details and stuff. And I told Josh, I was like, I can't think of any patterns to design, and I missed that. And then one night I was up till like 2 a.m. I was like, that's not him. There you go. So anyway, I had a couple of FFOs. So growing up, we had. Cute. I thought it was so fun to do lines from Christmas songs.
Yeah, definitely is.
So growing up, we had some like this on the tree, and then most of our family ornaments got lost. So I was the only one moved out with all my ornaments at the time when that happened. So my goal is to make this style for each of my siblings for Christmas. So that they all have
that's a good idea.
Yeah. So and it's nice because it's small, so you can send it easily.
I like your ribbon.
Yeah, that is like velvet ribbon from the dollar store, and it comes with like a metal edge or whatever. Oh, and so I just cut that off and then cut a little strip. So I was like, oh, you could make all of your ornaments kind of bougied up a little bit. So so that is Sleigh Bells Ring. I think that's what I called it.
That's really cute.
I really liked the doing the little edging. I kind of copied an edging off of
I gotta try that.
Josh's grandma's sampler that I'm doing.
Oh, the border here.
So
Oh,
I
yeah,
started
that is
with
cute.
one of the borders, like, because there's 1,000 bajillion borders on hers.
It's really cute.
And so I just took away a piece of her border, but that's what started the edging. And I thought, oh, it kind of looks like holly by the time it gets to the corner. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's very cute.
I think that
like
one was
it.
fun.
Yeah.
So yeah. Do you want me to do another one?
I
or
don't
should-
have any more FFOs.
Oh, okay.
You go ahead.
So then this was Jingle All the Way. So this one was a lot faster to stitch. Not a ton difference in the stitch count. So I think it's just like the...
Yeah. Denser.
Yeah. So that one was fun. So the little
That's
bells.
cute. Yeah.
And then, I showed this finish for now. But this is my FFO of Pride and Prejudice by...
It's so pretty.
It's Detrovia, isn't it?
So pretty.
The glare there a little bit, but I found this frame for I think $1 at a there's a museum downtown that was having a yard sale like as a fundraiser a couple weeks back, and so when I saw it, I was like, "Ooh, I know exactly what that's for. I hope it fits." And got home and it does, and I was like, "Oh, it's perfect."
I have a frame like that with a picture of Keith and Teresa in it. Similar.
Oh,
frame.
cute.
Yeah.
I think you could, like, if you found more frames like this, you could even spray paint them if you wanted
I
a
bet
different
you could.
color, like, because I like a lot of like gold brassy
really
looking
pretty.
frames
Yeah.
too, but
Yeah.
I thought the white just looked really.
That's really pretty. Yeah. It really works well for that piece.
Yeah, like the color of the fabric too, it pops a little bit off of it, I think.
Cool.
And then the other FFOs I had are not cross stitch. I saw this idea on Pinterest, and I have two that I already gave away, so they're not here with me. They're dog bones, but I've been doing a little bit of felt stitching.
That's cute.
So, and I saw this idea to use, I don't know what these are actually called, but in my head they're Taylor Swift beads. Because all the friendship bracelets.
They are much more...
They've been around longer than Taylor Swift.
Yeah, they've been around a lot longer than Taylor Swift.
But, so there you go, the Taylor Swift
They
beads.
were used as baby bracelets when I was a kid. Like, a lot of people had...
Like their baby's name on
they
it?
had their baby's name on
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying they give it to the babies.
No, with like elastic, like an elastic band in it, or I don't know what you call that, but anyway, and so they were. Like
And they
a
would wear their
baby.
babies.
Yeah,
That's kind of
yeah,
cute.
They are really
Aw. So the Taylor baby beads.
cute.
So the dog ones have like another color, like this one is the two-toned of felt.
Yeah.
And then I did the dog name across it, and then I had these little bone
With the beads, you did the dog's name.
Yep. And then I had these little bone buttons that came in a pack that I couldn't make needle minders out of because they were too tiny. But so then I just sewed one on each for them. So that was fun. So
Cute.
Yeah.
Cute.
There's my Christmas in July.
Okay.
Jolly July.
So those are your FFOs?
Yep.
Okay. So I had one finish. Trying to think when I started this. I think it was just in December. It wasn't part of anything. This is Hands-On Design Berries in Bloom. It's a freebie. It's on or it was at the time. I don't know if it still is. Anyway, and I stitched it on 32 count. It might be Heritage. I can't remember, but it's kind of greenish.
Is that linen or Lugana?
It's Lugana. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
think
Picture This
Lugana's
Plus, so it's a little smaller count than what it says it is. Picture This Plus is always a little tighter. It must have something to do with their dyeing process, I'm sure. Anyway, I used the called for colors, and I'm really happy with it.
I really like this. I don't know if I've seen it in the
cute.
called for in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fabric isn't the called for, but anyway.
How will you finish it?
I'm going to finish it as a round, an ornament.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
Like, do you put a little bit of interfacing and then cardboard, or do you put batting?
I'll put some batting first, and then I'll do a round piece of wood or cardboard, whatever I can find. Yeah.
Do you make your own cording? Did you get one of those quarter tools?
I have a quarter, and I never used it. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm kind of scared of it. I can't imagine that it's going to turn out good. But I've watched Helen D's tutorial, I think, and I think I've watched Lana's too, but I'm not sure.
I've got a bunch of like non-DMC, non-branded floss.
So do I.
Okay,
It's
I was
a
gonna say,
good way to try some.
Yeah.
Because if you destroy
Then it's not as
Couple
heartbreaking.
Anyway, so that's my
That's so
finish.
cute. Yeah,
Do you?
I have
you
no
have no finishes. Okay. I had a couple of starts, so I'll show them. And I deliberately did a couple of starts so that I would have stuff to show today.
I thought about it yesterday and then got distracted.
So I have this Winds of Autumn book. Oh, there's floss in there. I'm going to lose if I don't. This is the Blackbird Winds of Autumn book, which I love. And I've done a couple of things. I'm working on, and yeah, the cover's coming off. I'm working on this one, Mighty Oaks. Little Acorns, Mighty Oaks. Mighty Acorn. Combination, that works. Anyway, I have had this one started for a year and a half, probably. I'm stitching it in memory of my dad. Because he was a Mighty Oak. Anyway, Keith. That's Keith. We named Keith for him. So, and so also in this book is this bird that I had wanted to stitch. Autumn Sound.
That's adorable.
And I wanted to stitch a bird that would fit in this clock. So if you watch Contented Needleworker Kim, you've seen her wonderful framed pieces that she's put in a clock. And I've been wanting to do it, and I've picked up some clocks like at yard sales. And my girlfriend, my best friend, Gail, she knew I had been looking for some old clocks. So she gave me this clock for Christmas. And it works. There's nothing wrong with it. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to use it as a clock. But she's like, no, I want you to use it as a frame.
Oh, that's so
So I'm going to take it apart, and hopefully this bird is going to fit in there. It's only about 2 3/4 inches wide in there. So this is the start of the bird. And this fabric, I think, is 40 count, and I'm stitching it 1/2 with the called for DMCs. I think I have 3 or 4 of the variegated, or the Weeks Dye Works fabrics, but I have DMCs in there too.
Your back is so tidy too.
So no, it's not.
Don't look at mine.
So I'm hoping it'll fit in there. I have the bird. Oh, you don't like the pattern. Woo! I have the bird done to the edge of the bird, and then there's just a little bit that sticks out beyond the bird here, and then this section's beyond, So I'm not sure that it'll fit, so I may fudge the pattern.
Will you open this up and kind of stitch as you go and see if it?
I just didn't unscrew it and take it off, but yeah.
That's
So
a really
that's a
cute
new
book.
start. And yeah, you should have looked at this before you left.
Yeah.
And while I've got the book open, I might as well show you. I'm going to start this strawberry. I've been wanting to do this. This is called First Winds of Autumn, and it's so pretty. I think it shows another picture of it.
Yeah. So do you just, when you do a strawberry, I've never attempted one yet.
I don't know. I've not done one.
You just stitch whatever it is, and then
you stitch, and it's odd. I mean, I have seen people frame this piece, so it doesn't look odd.
If you don't,
but some strawberries definitely, you can tell that they're not made for framing.
Yeah,
like you can tell
they're made just for.
Right.
I love the color on this, the blue.
I've done this one. Did this in an exchange with a friend. That's the
I'm gonna take a picture of the front of this because I'll have to find a copy.
And I've done that one.
Oh, that's fun.
Yep. I seen someone working on that one this week, and they're doing it with a variegated rust fabric. It's really pretty. Yeah.
Oh, I have a piece of dyed fabric that I got in an exchange thing I did this winter where you shopped for someone, they shopped for you.
Oh yeah. I think you told me about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so she had dyed a piece of fabric that I didn't end up using the pattern it was for, and she said if you want to use it for something else, go for it. But it, like one piece of it, because it's two-toned, one piece of it is very like rust autumn colors, and you could totally do like a darker monochrome on. That would be cute.
Okay, and then I had another new start. Start all the things,
Is it Christmas to match?
Yes.
Do you always coordinate your bags? No,
I rarely coordinate my bags. But
ooh, yes.
This is a dimensions kit that my sister gave me for Christmas, and I've been wanting to get it started, and so I'm so excited. it's 18 count Ada that came in the kit, and that's what I'm using too. And it calls for some sections it calls for 2 strands, some sections it calls for 3, some sections it calls for 4. Some places it's full stitches, some places it's half stitches.
Yes.
And there's a lot of back stitching.
Oh, but that's so cute already.
So this is my start. And I've got threads hanging.
So what do you want? Is that the church?
Yeah, it's the church. I started the church one first.
I got the little carolers out front.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, but I'm not enjoying the bulkiness of the thread. I'm not used to 2 threads over 18 count. So I wanted to ask, has anyone else stitched them with a lower count fabric and used 1 thread instead of 2? Like I thought about doing them on
A lower
25 count Lugana over 1.
Oh yeah, okay.
With like 1 over 1. And of course they'd be a lot smaller, but I think they'd be darn cute.
Yeah, because
Anyway,
these are ornament size already.
Yeah.
So they'll be...
Yeah. This is the floss.
Does it come with like the cording?
Yeah. No, it comes with... This is the floss.
Oh my goodness.
2 cards. Anyway. And it comes with batting and it comes with this roll of gold thread.
What is that?
It's just gold metallic.
Like
It's
metallic.
really thin.
Yeah.
And I think it's for mostly back stitching.
Okay.
I don't think it's intended for me to do the... It maybe is meant for me to do the cording to go around the outside, but I don't think I'm going to... I don't know. We'll see.
Hand braid.
There is one thread of gold in this that's a different gold.
Oh.
So you can see it there.
Because I don't see a lot of gold back stitching. But I mean, I guess it would be hard to pick up on this image.
Well, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's...
Maybe
it
though
is
with your
all...
trees. Yeah, your trees.
Well,
maybe,
there's that color in there though, like this gold
Yeah.
stuff that... Anyway,
I'll have to see when
we'll
it comes
see
to it.
when I get to it. So it's enjoyable. I'm
was
enjoying to
something-
see each new color come
That was
in.
something that threw me about the Dimensions
Yeah.
kit was not just the confetti heavy, because I was telling Darlene before how confetti heavy it was, and that surprised me. But what surprised me even more was that it wasn't all the same number of strands.
Yeah.
Like that threw me off, because I was definitely stitching my
Like
half
this
stitches.
top
and I
section,
realized-
each top section has like a purpley blue thread at the top there. Each one has it. And it calls for 4 strands of this blue floss, but half stitches.
Yeah, I found the half, or there's like a quarter stitch or something else on mine.
Mine are all full stitches or half stitches, which is nice.
I think there's 3 on mine, but the smaller the stitch, the more thread they're calling for. So
Really?
it's almost like they want the same amount of coverage.
Yeah.
Since you're doing a half
Definitely.
of it. Or,
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting.
So those, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I think the Dimensions kits are really beautiful, but I think they're slower progress for me than I expected.
Yeah. There's a lot of thread changes. I just showed you the bag.
Super cute.
I kept this one for myself when I made 6 or 7 others from this fabric line. It is Coriander fabric. What's it called? Something berry, I think. Honeyberry, maybe? That doesn't sound right. It's got little sheep.
Oh my goodness, I didn't see
Cute.
them before. They're like button
And
size.
I used a buffalo plaid on the back.
Nice. Gotta love buffalo plaid.
Yeah.
I like this screen here.
Yeah,
That's really cute.
I love the words.
Yeah.
It's Star of Wonder, Star of Night, Star.
Does the green words
I
match?
should sing. Yeah. Yeah, there's green words and red words.
Cute.
I think there was another color words.
Those are really cute.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I have not massive amount of progress on this one from last time. So I'm stitching by Dimensions the coffee shop one. So this is my, I think, first experience with the Dimensions kit, and so that's
This
why
was mine too.
Your first one too?
Yeah.
Like, I was shocked by how small this is.
Yeah, I was too.
And nothing is ironed, so there you go. But I got some more progress from last time. I got started into the orange on the side there and got going into it a bit. And then I've recently discovered that there's another one of these. That's like, I think it's a toy store.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't love the slow progress because I like to stitch and see progress happening fast. But I think maybe I'll work on this one for a while and then eventually I'll do the other one. I don't think I'll jump into it anytime soon, but I think this one's really, really cute.
So your thread is on the same kind of a thing that my thread is on?
Yeah,
is it?
so it's on.
I didn't realize it would pull out. I've been cutting, I've been pulling it back and cutting it right at the end, but if you pull one, it'll pull right out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. No, I've been doing the same thing. I've been cutting.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of thread for it. I feel like you could probably stitch this kit like 3 times.
I think with mine, there's probably extra. Yeah. And if I went to a 25 count and did 1/1, I'd probably have enough to do 3.
Yes, so many. So there's so many pretty colors. Like, I wonder if the other kit, I guess if you buy the other kit, it's going to come with all of them.
If you pull out, if you
yeah,
bring it back and you're just pulling one, it'll pull right down through there.
Yeah, because I've been cutting.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. But they're very generous with their portions, because I cannot imagine.
And it says in the kit that it's their floss. It's
not DMC.
But it's not DMC.
But you can always contact them for.
Yes, it says contact us if you have shortages or whatever.
I wonder if they've ever actually had to be contacted, because I think there's
sure,
so much.
And I mean, everyone probably stitches. One person would stitch more frugally than another, so I'm sure that becomes an issue for some people and not for others. So
yeah, it would just depend, I guess, on their stitching style.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, that's
I'm pretty frugal with my fancy flosses.
Yeah,
not so much with DMC.
I've actually not stitched with a fancy floss yet. I think I'm going to, when we go to Stitch North. Like I'm gonna have my birthday money set aside specifically for that retreat.
Yeah, nice.
And I think I'm gonna just I don't know what yet, but I'm gonna kit something up.
That'll be nice.
In fancy floss. Yeah. I do have some. I don't remember where they're from, but they're silks. But they're specifically for. Hello from Liz Matthews, the two-toned.
Oh, nice. The two
pumpkin
different
house.
fabrics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So I have the flosses for that from that kit. Yeah.
Very nice.
And so I'm excited to try those out. But I'm a little nervous to use them, so it's not happened yet.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. So
I have a couple of kits with silks that were in that. If you're new here, I inherited a friend of a friend inherited her whole cross stitch and quilting stash when she passed away. And the friend she did quilt, but she doesn't cross stitch. So she gave me all the cross stitch stuff, and it's amazing the stuff that's in there. I actually have a piece to show you today. So go ahead.
I've thought about that, like how much stash I'm accruing, and I'm like,
yeah.
I saw this thing that said collecting cross stitch patterns and supplies. Like
it's
I'm
actually
immortal.
its own hobby.
Like I'm immortal though.
Yeah,
like
right,
it's
yes.
I've
seen that meme. Yeah.
Like that's me. I can relate. Yeah. So is it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. I'm doing I always miss it. Flower Burst Sampler by Historical Sampler Company. So this is for, I have a new niece coming this fall, so I wanted to find something kind of elegant because I've stitched more boyish things lately, and so I found this one, and it's on.
That's cute,
isn't it?
I think
it's a 14 count. I think that's 14 count.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, maybe 16, but I think it's 14.
Yeah, so it's whatever was called for. I guess it did give measurements for 2 different sizes. I think 16 count.
Yeah.
So I think I've gotten, since last time, I've gotten about this far over since before. It's really addicting. Like I stitched this one at night because it's so like the count is big.
Yeah.
So it's easier to see.
Yeah.
But I'm finding, I've never done a Quaker, but I'm finding the satisfaction of each little flower motif. I'm like, I think I understand why people are really interested in Quakers.
It is fun. It is fun.
So it's really satisfying. So there's not much more to go on the top here. And then I think it's mostly the same kind of symbols repeating all the way around. And then I'll customize the name and all that.
You kind of get in a rhythm then, because what each little motif is.
And what I like too is that because it's not such crazy counting, so it's like even if I've done all say this color, the fuchsia or whatever, in one area, then I can just count down and do more fuchsia. And is that color completion? Is that what that means?
Yeah, to go from one side to the other or up top to bottom and do
until you run
everything
out
with
of
it.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I
You
see.
do everything you can in that color.
In that color, yeah. So I like that about this because I feel like, because sometimes if it's a smaller count, I can't see and keep track of counting.
I can't do it well. Like I tried to do that with the dimensions ornament, and I just parked some threads.
Yeah, I've definitely already frogged on my dimensions.
Yeah, I do too. I have to. Yeah, I think like within the first 30 stitches I had to frog some.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay.
All right, you're good.
Okay. A couple of whips. I am trying to stitch some Christmas where it's Christmas in July. And this one I have a PDF. It's a Hibernation Day by Heartstring Sampler, I think.
That's
I don't have my iPad here, so anyway, I really love it. And it's of course it'll be a long.
I like how narrow it is.
It's 1/1. I'm stitching it 1/1 on 25 count vintage country mocha Lugana. So I just added some words this time. So yeah.
How long is the whole?
It's pretty long. It's probably, I'm not halfway. It's probably, I can't remember.
Will you frame it or will you finish it
I will
as like a
frame it.
banner thing?
I will frame it. Yep.
That's really cute.
So that's in that bag. It's not a Christmas bag, but just
That reminds me of Pioneer Woman.
Oh, that does look like Pioneer Woman, doesn't it?
Or whatever. It kind of looks like my bathrobe over there.
Oh, it does so.
It would blend right.
That definitely looks like Pioneer Woman.
Yeah.
And guess what's in here?
I'm thinking something Canada Day.
This is Debbie Mum. This is a Debbie Mum fabric that I've had in my stash for years. She did a Canadian panel. And she did a US one, and then so this is my Canada Day Quaker flag.
Oh, you started it again.
Well, yeah, I got it out. My friend Deanne from Stitching on the Rock, she showed progress on hers, and it made me need to get mine out. So.
I keep seeing everyone's, but I'm still angry at it, so it's in the timeout.
Yeah, I hear you. I get that.
It's beautiful.
I get that.
So what did you end up deciding for the gray?
I am going to use the
gray. We're going to do the gray?
And I don't have the gray. I may actually go when I leave here today to Walmart to see if they have the gray.
Mm-hmm.
It calls for $7.62.
Okay.
And I don't know if there's a lighter gray that I would maybe try. I'm going to look and see what I can find for grays. Anyway, I did this motif. And it's okay. And this one is finished with the gray, so I'm ready to go into the gray now.
Yeah.
So
you're not too far in. You'll be able to see if you like the gray.
Yeah, right.
On it,
I started in the center, and I'm working up, so that's why I'm coming to the gray already.
That's a good idea.
So just 2 motifs, but I am liking it. It is 28 count, 25 count white Lugana.
1/1 or
1/1.
1/1. Yeah.
So that's my whips.
That's really cute, though.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's so much stitching in each motif.
There is. That one I stitched quicker than the first one.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. But, of course, I haven't done the gray section yet either. So.
I feel like someone I was watching... Is the Stitching Owl doing that pattern? Somebody...
Well, Deanne, Stitching on the Brow.
Maybe that's who it was. Yeah, somebody was saying... that the gray isn't actually the flag itself. It's almost like the negative space.
Yeah.
And so they didn't mind that because it's not actually...
Stitching Out, maybe, I did hear someone say that. It might have been
So I was like, okay, that's because I've been so against the gray.
Yeah.
Like, my brain can't wrap around it.
I think it's just, right, it's just to because there's no gray in the flag, but, it's right, it's negative space.
It's the negative space
of
it,
just to continue the Quakers.
Yeah, because especially on the light colored fabric, you need something to stand out of it. I think it's the American in me that's like, I couldn't do something different than the red, white, and blue. So then why would I do it the Canada flag? But so I have one more whip. I took everything out of the hoops, so they're really wrinkled. So this is Martha's Sampler. So if you've ever watched any of my videos lately, I've been chatting about this. Thank you. Josh's grandma passed recently, and Josh's mom, her daughter, has a big sampler that's, I don't know, huge. It's like a poster size almost, framed in her house that his grandma stitched. And it's all embroidery stitches except for a very small portion is cross stitch. And she completed it in, I think it was 1946. So she lived in Holland during the war. And so I assume she was stitching this during her high school years in the war or the last few years right after. Like her stories, like she and I connected when I got married to Josh because she had immigrated to Canada and I immigrated to Canada as well. Although not from anything like the kind of background she was coming from a war-torn country. Amazing,
terrible devastation.
Awful things. Yeah. And just the stories
and
of...
she's old enough to remember.
Yeah. The resilience, I think, like, because she was a teenager through it. So, I mean, I remember her saying, well, when I was a girl, and you're like, oh, you knew a story was coming. She said, when I was a girl, if we wanted a new sweater, we unraveled the sweater we wore and re-knit with a new pattern, the sweater. And I was like... We know nothing of that world.
We are so spoiled.
Nothing,
We take everything for granted.
Yeah. So this is my progress. I literally, if you've seen less, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think like it gives me so many ideas for new borders for other patterns. Like somebody else is stitching it and I'm drawing a blank. But we're doing a little Sal. And she was saying that seeing all the different borders gives her an idea to be able to use a border later and something. I was like, oh, that's so smart. Like, because this is the bottom.
This border here is very similar. The gold wave border is very similar to a border in Though He Seemeth Sleeping. That's it's a beautiful sampler. I stitched it. And of course, I can't remember who the designer is right now.
Though He Seemeth Sleeping.
It's the verse. It's the verse about him in the boat.
Christ in the boat. Jesus,
yeah. And he's calming the storm, even though he seemeth sleeping. I can't remember. But the verse got me. That's why I stitched it. I just love the verse. So
no, this one's been fun. This is just the bottom of it. Like, so there's this, and then there's like a house and like a little motif and stuff, and then her initials.
Yes.
Which I'm really excited to stitch. And what I didn't realize was in the middle. I don't have a picture of the full pattern, but the middle is a little V because her last name was Van Hoof before she married another Dutchman. Yeah. So another Dutch name after that. Yeah. But so the V is this tiny little symbol in the middle. And I thought originally, like whatever her maiden name was just started with an H. And that was just like kind of a little comma thing in the middle she put. And then I learned that her last name was actually Van Hoof.
That's
and
cool.
was a tiny little V.
V and an H combined.
Yeah. So anyway, that's been fun to stitch. So what you got?
Okay, this is a sampler I've been wanting to stitch for a while, which I'm sure it's very recognizable. It's the Noel Sampler by Brenda Dubé. And I have been wanting to stitch it. And in my stash that I inherited from this friend, she had it started.
All of that started.
She had that all done.
Wow.
So, I'd like your opinions. What would you do with this? If this were yours, if you had inherited this, would you finish it? And
this is from the stash of the lady who passed and your friend gave it to you?
Yeah. Would you continue or would you start new? And so I know what I would do. To hear your opinions about what you would do. It's beautiful. She stitches the same direction that I do.
Oh, so you could continue.
Her stitching looks very much like mine.
The bricks are amazing.
Yeah, so that's all done. So just needs the color put in behind it.
I would stitch it and then frame it for your friend.
Oh, that's a good idea. That would work. And these are all the flosses, and she's got them on these milk cap. Have you seen these before?
No, those are adorable.
Yeah.
Thread milk.
Thread milks, yeah.
Is that a shop that makes these?
Yeah, it's I would say maybe it's an Etsy shop.
She
has a Flosstube. I've watched her Flosstube.
Okay. Named Thread Milk?
Yep.
Those are so cute.
And it's just DMC. She's got them labeled on the back with her.
Is she a Canadian shop that does
I think
those?
she's an American shop. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, pretty cute.
I can't drink dairy, but I still think they're
Anyway, yeah. Tell me what you think. What would you do?
Yeah, the flosses are gorgeous too. The whole thing is beautiful.
I had actually forgotten that it was in I had put it in my stash of kits and things and forgotten it was there. So I was looking for something else and came across that.
Look at the tiny people.
Yep.
Like, I don't usually love people on patterns.
Some of the people are questionable in some.
Those are adorable though.
Yeah. It's so cute.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
And I love elegant. The fabric that she stitched it on. I like this fabric more than the cream fabric. So
I like how the border changes like 3 times.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
that's different. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it is very
Yeah.
nice. That's it. That's what I've got.
Yeah. I don't have anything else. I have I'll show you the patterns I was showing Darlene a few minutes before we started.
Yeah.
Because Etsy, you know how Etsy, when you're on there, they start suggesting, you looked at fall things, so now they show you more fall things. So, but my problem is I'll buy pattern after pattern after pattern and spend my whole craft budget on patterns and then have to wait to get the fabric to kit them up because I get too excited. So I'm like trying to like tamper with like, okay, pick one and then kit it up.
Just
like,
pick one. Yeah.
So this one I thought was adorable.
He is darn cute.
Super cute. And I have a purple fabric.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That's got like glitter and sparkles in it. But Josh actually asked me to stitch him some D&D for Dungeons and Dragon themed, so like mystical creatures, that kind of thing. So I'm looking for some patterns now.
That's cool.
So he wants that purple fabric for some of that, I think. So then this was the other fall one. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm excited about this. I think it does come with both. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
It looks like both patterns. So I believe this is a Ukrainian designer. And Etsy just suggested it to me. I was like, oh yeah, I could definitely stitch that. So I don't know if I'll stitch both, but I definitely want to stitch this one.
They're beautiful.
And then I like this one, but I think I would remove some of the back rows. Like I don't want to do this shadowing, I think.
I think
don't know if I would remove
this this one better.
that one, yeah.
That's the one I would stitch.
Yeah. And I feel like it's like really dense.
I probably would get tired of, I probably wouldn't do both.
Yeah.
I would do one or the other. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the same. And like if I had to pick one, I definitely like.
And it would have a lot of color changes, like a dimension.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's essentially full coverage, right?
Yeah,
like,
pretty close.
So,
yeah.
So those are potential plans.
Nice.
That I'm eyeballing. But because we're going to be living in the camper, I've got my small little craft tote. And I've already selected everything I can put in there.
Wow.
And I'm like, how much self-control I have, or will be going to the storage unit to dig out the rest. Yeah. So I'm like trying now to have everything that I can ready, but I'm just going to ship stuff to my sister-in-law's house if we need to.
That's a good plan. Right on. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I did win a giveaway.
Oh.
From Helen D.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's Tiny Fairy something is the name of the pattern. So it's like.
So do you have it yet?
I don't.
Yeah.
So she asked me for my mailing address, and I was like, "Oh, we'll be gone before it gets here from the U.S." So she's going to send it to Ontario. So I'll have a package waiting for me when I get
That's
there.
fun. I love
Like, that's a
giveaways.
greeting.
Yeah. I have a giveaway in progress. I'll draw for that in my next Flosstube. So
Fun.
my next regular Flosstube. So anyway. I think that's
Yeah,
it.
I think that's everything. But I'm glad we did this.
I am glad we did it. It was great. Oh, it was just wonderful.
We'll have to.
Anyway,
We'll have to.
if I was techie enough, we could do one long distance.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. Maybe if we Zoom, we could just screen record.
Yeah.
Like, cause you can.
I've seen other people do it.
Yeah,
So.
and that actually would probably be easier than regular filming, because then it just automatically.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know
No, we'll have
anything,
to try it. We'll have to try it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's it for
All
today,
right.
ladies and gentlemen, people. Thank you for joining us, and happy stitching and all the good stuff.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.